Welcome to this explainer. Okay, let's just dive right into the massive geopolitical and economic stakes of AI infrastructure. Today, we're looking at some recent, honestly eye-opening insights from Nvidia CEO Jensen Huang. We are standing on the edge of a technological shift so profound it's literally rewiring how we think about the entire global economy. It's the question everyone's asking, right? Is artificial intelligence coming for our livelihoods? Well, the hard data actually points to a massive, impending economic boom, not some sci-fi doomsday scenario. Let's see why this narrative needs a massive reset. All right, Section 1, the unprecedented AI boom. To really grasp the reality of this technological shift, you have to look at the staggering financial data driving it. Nvidia recently reported a mind-boggling 85% increase in overall revenue. But get this, what is even more revealing is the 92% increase in their data center revenue. This isn't just steady, incremental growth. This is explosive, exponential demand. It basically tells us that the physical infrastructure required to make AI actually work is expanding at breakneck speed. And that explosive demand, it has pushed the company to a staggering $5.5 trillion market value. To put that into perspective, market projections are already eyeing $6.5 trillion. We are talking about the creation of one of the most consequential technologies of all time, and the market is pricing it like a brand new foundational industry. Think the scale of the internet or, honestly, electricity itself. Moving right along to Section 2, the AI 5-layer cake. It is so easy to think of AI as just a chatbot on your screen, but it's actually this vast, interconnected ecosystem. Jensen Huang visualizes this massive industry as a 5-layer cake. At the very base, you have energy, which powers the chips, which are housed in the infrastructure, which run the models, which finally deliver the applications to you and me. Nvidia operates at that critical computing and chip layer, working side by side with partners like OpenAI at the model layer to build what is essentially a brand new global backbone. You just can't have the top layer without that massive physical foundation at the bottom. And this brilliantly illustrates the real-world impact of that cake. Take a company like Corning, a major glass and materials manufacturer. Because of this AI build-out, they are scaling up to build 10 times as much fiber optics capacity in the United States, a 10-fold increase. So this isn't just software being coded in a basement. This is physical glass, laying the groundwork across the entire country just to support the massive data transfer this growth requires. Which brings us to Section 3. National security at stake. Because this physical infrastructure is so incredibly vital, it's actually become a matter of national security. Globally, a dual-track reality is unfolding right now. On one side, the U.S. imperative is to lead every single layer of this AI cake to dictate global standards, generate massive tax revenues, and ensure security. But on the other side, competitors like China and companies like Huawei are flourishing independently. Despite export restrictions, they are successfully securing ample technology for their own national security needs and exporting their own standards. It's a fierce, undeniable global race. And the stakes of this race are immediately practical. This technology is actively being deployed to support the military as we speak. Advanced chips are currently powering most global radar systems. The Department of Defense has even been granted open-source technology access to modify systems for military-grade partnerships. These tools are directly aiding in highly sensitive surveillance and rescue operations, such as recently locating missing personnel in the extremely difficult terrain of Iran. AI is quite literally the new infrastructure of defense. Okay, Section 4, why AI creates jobs. This brings us to what's probably the most pressing concern for the average person, that deeply rooted fear of mass job replacement. But here is where the narrative completely flips. Building out all these physical data centers, the power grids, and the fiber optics for AI is quite literally the largest infrastructure build-out in history. We are talking about trillions of dollars coming back into the physical economy, creating a massive, unprecedented demand for skilled craft labor. Carpenters, plumbers, electricians, technicians, and construction workers, they are the ones actually building the AI revolution. It is an absolute blue-collar boom. And for information workers, the people sitting at desks, the day-to-day is going to drastically evolve. Think about past software work, sitting in front of monitors, manually typing out code, or doing data entry all day long. The future of this work will be heavily augmented by personal AI assistants. So instead of rote typing, your focus will shift purely to high-level problem solving, creative direction, and product engineering. The AI does the heavy lifting on the repetitive tasks, which elevates the human worker to a highly strategic role. The crucial point here is captured perfectly in this quote from Jensen Huang. Telling young people AI is going to destroy opportunities for them is a disservice to society. Pushing an AI doomer narrative onto the incoming workforce is not only factually incorrect regarding the massive manufacturing boom we just discussed, but it's actively harmful to their potential. It breeds fear instead of ambition. Let's bring it all together in Section 5, thriving in the AI era. So with all these massive investments and fundamental shifts in daily work, what should you actually take away to protect your career? Well, read this carefully. You won't lose your job to AI. You will lose your job to someone who is an expert in AI. The technology itself is a tool. Mastering how to command these tools and integrating them into your workflow makes you highly, highly employable. The goal isn't to compete with a machine. The goal is to direct it. And this incredibly optimistic vision of the future isn't just theoretical cheerleading. It is backed by hard, massive capital. This is highlighted by Nvidia's recent $80 billion share buyback and their increased dividend payouts. You just don't make those kinds of financial moves unless you are deeply confident in the sustained long-term growth and profitability of the foundational infrastructure you are building. The smart money is betting heavily on growth, not destruction. As this intelligence revolution aims to make everyone smarter, more efficient, and more capable, I'll leave you to ponder this vital question. Will you sit back and let the fear of AI paralyze you, or will you adapt your skills to thrive in the largest manufacturing and tech boom in human history? The opportunity is right in front of us. Thank you so much for joining this explainer, and we will see you next time.